Antwain, thanks for coming and being interviewed today. We've got you running for the 5th District U.S. House of Representatives.
Yes.
That's a very exciting adventure you're on. Got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
We're very interested to hear everything you have to say and share that with the world. So we'll start off with what got you interested in politics, and why did you decide to join the Green Party and run as a Green Party candidate?
Well, Nathan, I'd like to say I got tired of feeling powerless. I got tired of just writing my elected officials, marching, and just feeling like that I was just shouting at a brick wall. And I decided that I'm only as powerless as I believe that I was. And plus, I seen a cycle of insanity in my community where we kept, doing the same thing and representing, letting the same people represent us year after year without any results. And I said, well, if nobody's else gonna stand up, I'm gonna stand up, and that's what brought me to politics. And what brought me to the Green Party is that some of these same individuals that I seen my district follow blindly, they were part of a party that was supposedly representative to the people. And I seen how this party had other allegiances other than the people that they were supposed to represent. And how they had other people to please other than the people that they were supposed to represent. And that's what brought me to the Green Party, because they're not backed by any corporate entities. They don't take any money from super PACs or PACs in general. They're a grassroots organization that really stands up for the people. I mean, everybody in the Green Party is a volunteer. These people have jobs. They don't. This is a passion for them. This isn't. They're not in politics to make money. They're in politics for service, for duty, and that's the same reason why I'm here.
Man, that's very inspiring stuff right there.
Thank you.
I love it. What experiences in your life personally have best prepared you to succeed in the office that you are running for?
Well, I'm the oldest out of 11 children. Growing up, I had to take care of my brothers and sisters for reasons that made me a better person. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So I know about other people being responsible for other people. Sorry. And I know the feeling that when you don't do the right thing, other people don't do. And that's what's prepared me to represent others, because I've been a representative for my family as the eldest, since I was born. And I mean, that wasn't something that I asked for. That was just something that I had to be ready for, and I'm still ready for it.
That's pretty inspirational, I think.
Thank you.
If you had to pick one subject that is the most important focus of your campaign, what is it? Why is it so important? And what is your approach to addressing this subject once you're in office?
Well, my number one concern is housing. I look all over the country and I see people homeless in California. A lot of people homeless in California. Housing, having a home, having security, having a place to lay your head. That's something special. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because it's been exploited. We have a housing market that's speculative, that exploits people for basic needs. I mean, there's many other markets that need to be cut away from being exploited. Anything that a person needs, you shouldn't make profit from it. And that's why it's my number one policy is to build more public housing and to get the government into the home business, but not lending money to banks. I mean, building houses and leasing them and not leasing them, building. I want the government to build houses, and I want the government to sell them to people at no profit whatsoever. And I want to highly regulate the commercial housing market, if not eliminate it totally.
Oh man, that's some powerful. That's powerful right there. That's powerful. Uh, so, what is your second most important focus then after housing, and why is it so important? And what will you do about it once elected?
Well, my second passion, and it's really a tie for the first. It's renewable energy, and I mean it entails so much. You know, it's connected to so much, and the climate crisis. I want to make every home. I don't want to only give every person a home and allow every person to own a home. I want every home to be self-sufficient because we've become too dependent on centralized energy and centralized agriculture, centralized everything. That's where our waste comes from. So I want to make every home self-sufficient with renewable energy. And that way, I believe if we turn homes and we turn blocks into electrical co-ops with with components like wind, solar, and hydro, that'll forego the need to build large installations where we're chopping down trees or where we're where we're clearing off mountaintops.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, Next question. What is your analysis, and you've already touched on this, of the global climate crisis, and what do you see as the best way forward to address this emergency?
Well, I mean, it's 11:59. It's 11:59 as far as the climate crisis goes. We may not can change what's going to happen, but that doesn't mean that we keep going full steam ahead. A lot of waste comes from the centralization. We have these big power companies, and they run 24/7. They run independent of use. They don't take use into account. Now, by making each home into a generator, a solar generator, wind, hydro, then we're regulating use on an individual level. And that has an impact globally because you don't have these power plants running 24/7. You got each home generating and storing its own power. And that will be my approach. And plus, once we decentralize agriculture, we don't have these big farm machines and slaughterhouses running producing waste because more people will be able to produce their own type of food. So we have less travel on the interstate. Decentralization is the key to the climate crisis. When we empower individuals, then we negate the need for travel as much, and therefore we lower carbon emissions, and we give power. We localize instead of centralize. We localize things, and that will have a tremendous effect on humanity's carbon footprint and commercial industry carbon footprint.
All right, that's super. Our current growth-based capitalist economy not only threatens a habitable planet for our future, but it has utterly failed to provide our communities with sufficient access to resources in areas such as healthcare, education, and housing. Please give us your analysis of this economic system and how an eco-socialist Green Party alternative would function differently to address these and other shortcomings.
Well, that's a good question, and it's simple. Capitalism exploits. Capitalism is based on putting your foot on somebody else's name, and that's why capitalism doesn't work. Because if you don't have anybody to exploit, it doesn't work. And once you run out of natural resources and growth, you have nowhere to go. We live on a finite planet, and with finite resources, our economy can't grow exponentially. We have to rein it in, and one of the ways we do that, just like I said with the last question, decentralization, and ending exploitive practices like charging people for water, electricity, and unfair prices for housing. These things, they free up money in people's wallets. And when people have money free in their wallets, they have money to spend. So this helps the economy. This helps the economy. The only people it hurts are the people that want to hold monopolies on things that people need. So we regulate, we highly regulate the housing industry. We eliminate the commercial aspect from housing. We empower each individual to generate their own power at their home. We write regulation into federal. We write federal regulation requiring that new housing be totally self-sufficient and can operate out of the grid. That goes for public housing, Section 8, and we make sure that water, which is a United Nations right, is covered by everyone's taxes, and that frees up a water bill, and that frees up an exuberant housing bill, and that frees up an electric bill. So we empower people, and that's socioeconomics right there. And at the same time, we kill fossil fuels. At the same time, we kill an exploitive housing market. We kill a lot of subjective systems, and we set this back right by giving power back to the people.
I'm ready. Given that there is currently a hostile corporate chokehold on our government, how do you plan to be successful in this environment and expand the people's power once elected?
Well, somebody has to police the police, and I go there with the full intention of holding everybody to the same standards that I hold myself to. I mean, the nation, it demands it. So I will definitely be in financial disclosure reports. I will definitely be vocal about lobbyist efforts. And I mean, some people don't like it. Some people call it cancel culture. But the reason why we have the corruption in Washington is because everybody acquiesces to it. No one wants to stand up because they don't want to get singled out. Well, hey, I'm the new person on the street, and you can't say anything about me. My record is clean, so I'm coming there to set people out. I'm coming there to chew bubble gum and set people out. Nah, I'm not going to pack any gum.
Love it, love it. In our current political environment, the majority of eligible voters are disengaged and no longer believe that electoral politics offers solutions to the challenges we face. How does your campaign and the Green Party in general overcome this cynicism and pessimism to build the movement that can bring the real change we need?
Well, it starts small. It's an analogy. It starts small. Snowball at the top of a hill. It's real small, but by the time it gets down to the hill, it's a boulder. I plan to inspire people. I want to be an inspiration. I don't want to just represent my constituents and bring change to my community and possibly my nation. I want to be an inspiration to people. And that's how I want to move people about this movement and get this movement going, because I want to be an inspiration. I don't want to just talk it. I want to walk it. I want to show people how a real representative acts. I want to show people how a real representative speaks. I'm going to remind people that integrity has a true definition. And I'm going to live, breathe, and talk integrity. And that's how I'm going to inspire people. And that's how I'm going to lead and continue to grow this movement.
All right, well, I'm on board. How do folks that are hearing this for the first time, how do they help your campaign and get connected with what you're doing?
Well, my name's Antwain Winters. I'm the Green Party candidate for the United States Congress, 5th District. You can reach me at Facebook at Antwain Winters. You can reach me at Twitter at 4Winters. That's at FORWINTERS. I'm also on Instagram at iPhonography57 on Instagram, and you can look at my candidate bio on Greens KC. There's a candidates There's a candidates page. If you hit the menu button and you scroll down to the candidates page, you can look at my candidate bio on greenskc.org. I appreciate everybody for listening to this. We need change now. Like I said before, insanity is trying the same thing over and over again to get different results. And it's not, look, no, I respect my elders. I have all due respect for my elders, but my great-grandparents and my grandparents shouldn't be legislating for my children and my grandchildren. This is our time. This is our time to represent. And this is our time to take a stand. Now, we're not going to ask for permission. I thank you.
Oh, thank you, Antwain. I'm very inspired by all that, and
Yeah,
We're
gotta
gonna
tell
put
it
that
like
up.
it is. I mean, it's out of touch. You know, I mean, you're out of touch. I mean, there was a time. Move on over. It's not a marathon. It's a relay race.
that's right.
Pass the baton. You know, pass the baton. I mean,
It's Antwain's time.
it is. It is.
All right. Thank you, sir. And you have inspired me, and I'm sure many people that watch this.
Well, I hope I have. That's my mission. That's my mission, and that's my goal. And like I said before, you're only as powerless as you think you are. We aren't powerless. Silence is the same as dying inside. You stay silent, you die inside. Scream it to the top of your lungs. Let people know that you're pissed off. That's the only way they're gonna know.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, sir. Onward and upward and to victory.